Hello, this is Mark from My Keys to Music. Thanks for joining me on this video. I've had several students now ask if there is a list of the default programs that come with their Nord keyboard. Specifically, they're looking for the program list, which is a listing of all the programs, all the names of the tunes, if you will, or the settings, the patches. And there's also a listing of all the samples that are installed on the keyboard. So those two lists are really important for people because it indicates what's there and it becomes a great reference. You can do some planning around that. You can compare what you have today on your keyboard versus what it originally came with from the factory. You may just want to have it as a reference. If you're looking to buy a Nord keyboard, you might just simply be curious about what they name the programs and a little bit of what's under the hood in terms of this program uses this sample, this piano. All of that is listed on these lists. However, Nord doesn't make that list available anywhere on their website. You just have to download the package, install it on your keyboard, and then once it's on your keyboard, you can make a list of it in the Nord Sound Manager, which I'll show you here in just a second. And that's fine if you have planned ahead and you've got your brand new keyboard, it comes from the factory, and you think, oh, now's a great time to capture that list so I have it as a reference in the future. So if you happen to be lucky in that time frame where you haven't done any tweaking yet to your Nord keyboard, then follow along here and I'll show you how to make a list. But there are many people that have spent months, if not years, tweaking the sounds on their Nord keyboard, and now they want a reference as to what did it come with originally, and there's no way to do that without backing up your keyboard, then resurfacing it with a whole new restoration from the factory. Then once you do that, print out the list and then go right back to your original backup. All of that takes time. It's monkey business and you shouldn't have to do all that. So what I've done and what students have asked me to do is there a way to get these lists in a friendly format that will work so I can have them as a reference? Just maybe because we're curious or we want to do some planning. So the answer is yes. So first, let me show you how to get the lists right now from the Nord Sound Manager. It's really simple. I have a Nord Stage 4 right now connected to the computer. It's on. There's my program list. There's my sample list. But there's this great option here under File called Export Sound Lists. And when you execute that and you direct it to someplace where you can find it later, I'll go to my desktop, create a new folder. I'll call it New Lists. There we go. And I'll click Open. That will export all of my currently programmed lists into a nice, neat package, or several packages, I should say. They're in HTML format, which means that they'll open up in a browser. And once they do open up in a browser, that one didn't seem to work. Let me just see what happened here. Let me do this one. Okay. There'll be a sort of a vanilla listing of your partition, the bank, the location, the name, the version, the size, the info. And there's a few things that I don't like about this. Number one, it's HTML. That's an awkward way to transfer data. Let's say you have a mobile device. Yes, it'll work. Yes, it'll open a browser, but it won't necessarily print really well. Printing from a browser, as you know, is kind of like a second-class citizen way of doing things. I understand why they made HTML, because you can copy and paste it into Excel, you can copy and paste it into Google Docs, and then you can tweak it to your heart's content and do whatever you want. But by itself, it doesn't print all that well, and there's room for improvement. So I have done that. What I've done here, just to quickly, not to bore you guys with the process, but I'm a developer by day, I turned the HTML into a CSV format, which makes it more friendly to importing into a database. Then I imported it into a database called FileMaker, which is an Apple-owned database from years ago and still thriving today. And then I massage the data and then create a final PDF, which I think is more user-friendly and definitely printable. It prints landscape. And let me just show you an example. I'll show you a sample list, library list from the Nord Stage 4. Here it is in its final format. Now, because it's a PDF, I get thumbnails if I choose. I have a proper page designation with a proper page 1 of 8, so I've got page numbers. It's really mobile because now PDF can be used in anything. I can attach it to an email, send it to someone else who's working on the keyboard for me. And it's just a good way of doing it. Let me show you some other improvements here. from the factory, from Nord, they list these as used by one program synth presets. They keep that plural, even though it's one. So I've gone ahead and reprogrammed it so that if there is only one program or synth preset used, I kill the S from the listing. Just a small thing, probably something only I care about, but maybe you do too. Let me show you the program list for the Nord Stage 4. Here's what this looks like. Again, the same idea. It prints landscape. It's got page numbers. Some of the other notable things on this is the bank and location numbers are separated into 2 columns from the factory, the Nord HTML file list that they give you. I wanted that to be together, so it's A:11. So it's just an easier to read listing for the bank and location. And then I've kind of sized things correctly. I either center them or left justify them. So I just think that this is something that I find useful. It's definitely something that students have asked for. In fact, had they not asked for it, I probably wouldn't have gone through the effort of creating all this. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention in case you're one of those people that likes things old school. Sometimes I like things old school as well. And just having something that can print is so you can have it as a reference or put it on your iPad and it scrolls correctly. It views correctly. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. I can do searches because it's a PDF. It's searchable. So that's what I've done. Now, if you are interested in getting these lists, I've created them for the Nord Electro 5, 6, the Stage 4, the Stage 3, the Wave 2, the Nord Lead A1, and the Nord Piano 5. All of those have been created and doctored up and massaged, and they're ready to go. So you can get these lists on my main website if you're enrolled in any of my paid courses that's already bundled in the course. If you want to just get the list itself, I make a paid Patreon post where you can go to that posting, download the sound list that you want, and it's there for the taking. All right, that's really all there is to it. The links are below the description here, below this video. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.